Hello again, Fissels family and friends. This is the Daily Pastoral Message for Friday, August 14th. I'm coming to you again from Gettysburg today outside of the Gettysburg Public Library and a privately donated statue that was erected in front of the library of Lincoln giving the Gettysburg Address. Although when I picture Lincoln giving the Gettysburg Address, I'm not quite sure where in the address that he would have such a elevated pose, but in any event, it seemed excuse that, the library is on the main drag in Gettysburg, Baltimore Street, and so there'll be some traffic noise, and a big semi just drove in front of me. But anyway, even though I can't really see Lincoln having this pose during the Gettysburg Address, since I'll be reading another selection of Lincoln's views on God, perhaps this is an appropriate pose for that. And so I'll be reading a proclamation that Lincoln made 159 years ago this week, on August 12th, 1861, a proclamation of a national fast day. Now this was about 3 weeks after the Union's defeat at the Battle of First Bull Run, the Battle of First Manassas, where they went in overconfident and got routed. And everyone then began to realize that this would not be a quick victory. And so 3 weeks later, Lincoln made this proclamation. Whereas a joint committee of both houses of Congress has waited on the President of the United States and requested him to recommend a day of public humiliation, prayer, and fasting to be observed by the people of the United States with religious solemnity and the offering of fervent supplications to Almighty God for the safety and welfare of these states, His blessings on their arms, and a speedy restoration of peace. And whereas it is fit and becoming in all people at all times to acknowledge and revere the supreme government of God, to bow in humble submission to His chastisements, to confess and deplore their sins and transgressions in the full conviction that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and to pray with all fervency and contrition for the pardon of their past offenses and for a blessing upon their present and prospective action. And whereas, when our own beloved country once, by the blessing of God, united, prosperous, and happy, is now afflicted with faction and civil war, it is particularly fit for us to recognize the hand of God in this terrible visitation, and in sorrowful remembrance of our own faults and crimes as a nation and as individuals, to humble ourselves before Him and to pray for His mercy, to pray that we may be spared further punishment, though most justly deserved, that our arms may be blessed and made effectual for the reestablishment of law, order, and peace throughout the wide extent of our country, and that the inestimable boon of civil and religious liberty, earned under His guidance and blessing by the labors and sufferings of our fathers, may be restored in all its original excellence. Therefore I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, do appoint the last Thursday in September next as a day of humiliation, prayer, and fasting for all the people of the nation. And I do earnestly recommend to all the people, and especially to all ministers and teachers of religion of all denominations, and to all heads of families, to observe and keep that day according to their several creeds and modes of worship, in all humility and with all religious solemnity, to the end that the united prayer of the nation may ascend to the throne of grace and bring down plentiful blessings upon our country. And so Lincoln's thoughts were on the guidance of God in the reestablishment of the Union. The war at this time was still towards reestablishing a union, Although there were abolitionists and those who were fighting for the end of slavery, it was not until after the Union's victory, so to speak, at Antietam that Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation in September of 1862, and it would not become effective until January 1st of 1863. But here Lincoln is turning the nation towards prayer, that the nation may be guided by God and that God will provide blessings for the nation. A thought that we may still pray for this in this time as well. I look forward to worshiping with you on Sunday and to speaking with you again tomorrow in a daily message. Please keep all those affected by the coronavirus in your prayers, and all those from the congregation who are suffering illness and recovering from illness in your prayers as well. Until we speak tomorrow, stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong, and I know that God is continuing to bless us all. Goodbye for now.